improper fractions to mixed numbers. Let's see what we do here. So as you can see, I've got the data menu open. So I'm just going to make one last variable, and I'm going to call it whole number. And I'm going to say OK. So I'm just going to start off by setting whole number to 0. And that way, if I do the thing multiple times, it won't just keep adding up. And then I'm going to start asking some questions. Like, for example, what's the numerator? I'll just write numerator here. And then what I did was I had a variable called n and d, and I just used the set thing, and I said set numerator equal to, and then from the sensing menu, there's a place where you could just find the answer. And I drug that in. So from here, I'm just going to do the same thing with the denominator. So I'm just going to right click on this and hit duplicate. So I've got it twice now. So on the second thing, I'm just going to ask denominator. And instead of n, I'm going to set d to answer. So now I've got their choice for n and d put into a fraction. And then I'm going to use an if-then statement. And I'm going to just grab and say if numerator is bigger than denominator. So from the operators menu, I get the greater than. So I just go back to data and I put in n in the first one and d in the second one. So I'm going to first of all say that it's improper. So from the looks menu, I'm just going to tell them that's improper. And then I'm going to do a repeat until loop. So I'm going to go over here from the control menu, and down here you'll see repeat until, and I'm going to put that in there. And now I'm going to repeat until numerator is less than denominator. So I could literally take this one out, duplicate it, put it down here, and I'm pretty sure that I can right click here and change it from greater than to less than. So I've swapped the signs here, and repeat until this is less than this. So if you're going to change improper fractions, one of the things you do is you just take the numerator, and I'm just going to change it in a minute here. So I'm going to set numerator again, numerator, equal to numerator minus denominator. So I'm going to use the minus sign and slide it in here, and then I'm going to go n and d in that order. So anytime I take the numerator and I subtract one denominator for it, that means I've taken a whole number out of it. So I'm just going to change whole by 1. And I'm going to put it down here. So basically that'll do it. That repeat until loop, it'll take the numerator and subtract the denominator, and then change the whole number by 1. And if it's still not less than, it'll just do it again. So now we just got to print out the fraction when we're done. And when we print out the fraction when we're done, we'll just go to the looks menu. We'll say I might up this from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. And all I got to do is get some join hello worlds in there. Maybe 3 or 4 of them should probably work. And so I'll go down here to the green, and I'll go join hello world, join hello world, join hello world, and we'll see if we can get away with that many of them. And if not, we'll change it a little bit. So first of all, I'm going to say the whole number. And then I'll just type the word and. So I'm going to do a space and in another space. And I'm going to need one more join hello worlds. I'll get one more in there. In the first case, I'm going to use the numerator, which has been changed. And then I'm going to just type in a division bar. And then in the last word, I'll use the denominator. So this should be done. So if we run it again, it says what's the numerator? I'll give it 12. What's the denominator? I'll give it 5. And it should say A, it is improper, and it should say it's 2 2/5, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So there's your improper fraction, ones that was fractions number 3 that you'll have to get done. Thanks.